Hello everybody, my name is Phythodas. Welcome to this Titan Quest 2 mechanics video. In this video I'm going to show you and talk about a little bit about some very basic mechanics and very simple ones for new players to understand the basics. Here we will talk about how you calculate, the easy way to calculate the basic weapon damage that you deal with your weapon, the numbers. So first of all, we come here to the core skills. We have 1, 2, 3 core skills. And I have chosen Storm Master. You have to remember that if you haven't selected any masteries at all, when you come here on this skill, the primary attack, for example, wouldn't have the Lightning Strike modifier and the Frost Explosion modifier. And if I remember also the Onslaught modifier if I hadn't selected Storm Mastery. So, depending on which master you select, different modifiers may appear on the primary attack. I have selected Storm, so I get Lightning Strike and Frost Explosion, and both of these, as we can see, they provide 100% damage converted to lightning damage and 100% damage converted to cold damage. Let's talk about the calculations. Here I have equipped this Fish Spear. The way to calculate your damage in this game, at least when it comes to weapons, we are talking about weapon damage, not spells that don't rely on weapons. Let's talk about the basic ones, weapon damage. What you do, we can see on this weapon it says 10 up to 11 damage. The 10 up to 11 damage is the weapon based damage. Now, when you have only one weapon, when we are not dual wielding, what we do is that we take the average of the number. For example, some weapons could have 8 damage. So, if we equip this weapon, we will calculate based on the 8 damage. Because that is flat, there is no, average of 8. 8 is just 8. But when you have a weapon that has 10 up to a range of damage anyways, you take the average 10 to 11, the average is the half in between, which is 10.5. And this is why we can see here the weapon based damage. In this game, we get the game to round up or round down numbers. For example, sometimes when your calculations will give you 11.13, the game will probably round down the number to 11. If it gives you 11.75, it will round up the number to 12. So it is not 100% accurate numbers that we see here, but they are very, very close by. So as we can see now, on this weapon we have 10.5 damage. The weapon based damage is 10. If we change of course the weapon, if we put this one, it will say 8 weapon based damage, because this weapon has 8. Here is how you calculate your damage. As we can see on the offensive stats, we have the weapon based damage 10, which comes from this one. And then what you do, you multiply the weapon based damage to the type of damage that your weapon deals. For example, this weapon deals pierce and strike damage. Both these types of damage belong to the physical damage. Physical damage bonuses, strike damage, pierce damage. So, the base factor is fitness, it is 1.16, it is a multiplier. This one, we gain these ones from the attributes. We have agilities, we have knowledge, might, and we have cunning and these things, secondary attributes that increase points of damage. So, when you spend points on this one, or this one, or this one, or something else, you increase your multipliers here. Fitness, resolve, cunning, highest, whatever. In this case, because this weapon deals only pierce and strike damage, we take into account this number here, the 1.16. Of course, the game starts with the exact same numbers, but it depends on what attributes you choose to increase. You will get different numbers here, here, and here. It depends on the types of damage you increase. So what we do now is we bring out the calculator and we do 10. Weapon based damage 10 times 1.16. 10 times 1.16 equals 11.6, which the game can round up to 12. To 11.6, higher than 11.5, which is the middle of 11 to 12, so it can round up the number to 12. And how can we see this number here? We haven't applied any modifiers. So the damage is 11 up to 12. Exactly what we saw. 11.6, 11 up to 12. Now we also have the DPS 15 up to 17. The way to calculate the DPS is actually quite simple. It looks like it is simple at least. We bring out the calculator. What we do is we take a look at the attack speed, 1.40 per second. And we take the calculation from the beginning. We go from weapon-based damage 10 times 1.16 times 1.16 and then times the 1.40, the attack speed, times 1.40. And we get the number 1624. 1624, as you can see, it is in the middle of 15 to 17. 16 is the middle, the average. So 16 to 24 rounds down to 16 and we are within these numbers. This is how you calculate the very basic, the very, the very basic mechanics of the damage output.